Hey everyone, thanks for coming back to the BNS channel. My name is Edie and I'm doing another review for you. Today I am doing a review on PatchMD. As you know, I had bariatric surgery. I have always had a problem with swallowing vitamins. When I was 17 years old, I had jaw surgery and my mouth was wired shut for 8 weeks as I healed. And part of my routine was that I had to drink my food through a large straw, the one that I could fit through my teeth. And that was the only way that I could eat. And so for 8 weeks, it was whatever could get purified inside of a blender was what I ate. And you can be pretty creative if you are not limiting yourself to ingredients and that sort of thing. You can just pretty much throw everything in there. One of my favorite things that we did was boiled dinner. And a New England boiled dinner has like turnip, potatoes, carrots, ham, and it's all boiled together and it's delicious. I think there's cabbage too. And so my mother would take those ingredients and she'd just blend it all together and it was delicious, salt and pepper and whatever. Well, one day she knew that that boiled dinner was my favorite and was afraid that I was not. She was an avid vitamin taker. My mother always has been a very avid vitamin taker. And she was afraid that I wasn't getting enough vitamins in what I was eating. And so decided to throw a few in with my food in the blender. Have you ever smelled wet vitamins, especially back then, because there wasn't a lot of capsules. Capsules were really not heard of too much, and if they were, she was opening them up and putting in the blender. But most of them were like these horse pills that were fairly organic. And when you wet vitamins, they smell horrendous. Like they smell like poop. So the first thing that hit me when I went to go and I was so excited. It's like getting that, okay, for those soda addicts out there, I remember what it was like when I would have Diet Pepsi. I'd order a Diet Pepsi from McDonald's, and that first swig was always like, you just gulped because you knew that it was going to be so refreshing and so good. And you find out that you got a regular or a root beer and it was in your mouth. And you had to swallow and it was disgusting and you're like, oh, that just was so disappointing. Well, that was kind of what happened, although as I was slurping up my dinner, I could smell something off. And so I remember asking my mom, how come this smells so bad? And she's like, well, I don't know. And then it hit my tongue. And I instantly went into nausea mode. And if you have ever tried to vomit with your mouth wired shut, first of all, you must know, and this is very graphic, I'm sorry, and if it is too graphic for you, then you might want to fast forward, but I am a profound vomiter. When I vomit, it comes from my toes. I have blood vessels that pop in my eye sockets and in my skin, all over my face, and I will turn out like it looks like a red rash, and it's just blood vessels that have popped everywhere. I am a horrible vomiter, and I cannot stand doing it. Hence the reason I got gastric bypass, so that I would not want to vomit with dumping. That's a different story. And so it found almost every orifice in my head, from my nose to my ears to my tear ducts to seeping out of my mouth. Whatever orifice it could find, it ejected itself from my head. And it was the most profuse vomiting I have ever done in my entire life, so much so that it scarred me. At one point, I thought I was choking to death. My mother My poor mother was horrified. And so to this day, unfortunately, it is very difficult for me to take vitamins. It is very difficult for me to smell vitamins. And during this bariatric surgery, I knew that I had to face my fear, and I was going to have to take vitamins, and I was going to have to take them for the rest of my life. I was very well aware of that. And I okayed it. And I started with the Flintstones, which were chewables, and they were approved by my nutritionist. And I would conveniently forget to take them. My vitamin levels were not horrible. They did end up having to put me on a 50,000 unit vitamin D. And I was taking that bi-weekly. So twice a week I was taking 50,000. So my vitamin D was very low. However, I will say that in this area, that is very common for us to have low D vitamin. And so then I said, well, okay, I'm going to try something different. So Celebrate is a vitamin provider, and that's one that is also approved by my nutritionist. And she suggested that I do the chewables as well. And those weren't bad. The taste is not horrible, but they were huge. They were like the size of a quarter, and as thick as about maybe half an inch thick. So they were really big. And I had to do 3 of those bad boys every day. And if you've had bariatric surgery, then you understand that when you do vitamins, it fills you up and you don't have room for anything else. These were filling me up. I was struggling taking them. I was forgetting to take them. And I know the mind games that I can play with myself. I'm really good at them. So I had to take 2 of those a day. So then I reverted to saying, okay, I'm just going to take a caplet and know that a capsule, and I know that I'm going to be done. I can take medicine. Capsules are pretty good for me because there is no taste to them, and I can typically swallow it. The problem with bariatric surgery is that the capsules are pretty big, and so I had to take 3 of those, and it would fill me up. Okay, long story short. So I ran into a company online through some other YouTube video people that are sharing or journaling their journey, their sleeve or bariatric surgery journey. And one of them had mentioned this PatchMD. And I thought, you know what? That is the answer to my prayers. That is going to be the answer to my prayers. Now here's the dilemma that I run into. They are not approved by my nutritionist because they are not FDA approved. Well, here's the kicker. They're not FDA approved because they're not food. They're not ingested. It's a topical patch. So I'm not suggesting that you do this at all. And if my nutritionist is watching this, I'm sorry. I am who I am, and I'm hoping that it does not cause problems. But I vowed to try them for a month or 2. I thought I was going to be getting, at my 3-month follow-up, I thought I would be getting a vitamin level check through blood work, and I didn't. So I'm on month 2 of these now, and I'm pretty sure that my next vitamin level check is only going to be at 6 months, and that's at the end of this year. So I'm just hoping that it's working. Because I was wanting to take a before and after, and I was not able to do that. So I have been using these. Now, if I'm going by the way that I'm feeling, I feel magnificent. And I know that vitamins are a big part of that. I also know that losing weight is a big part of that. And I also know that all the things that are being eliminated in my sick body are also having to do with that. So I don't know if this is why it's happening. But I will tell you that as soon as I get my vitamin levels checked, I will be sharing them with you here so that you can have a follow-up to this video. But I want to show you what I'm using. Probably taking more than I need to, but it's okay. Now, this is something that I did do. I took their multivitamin, which they look like this. I took their multivitamin and I looked at the levels on the back, and I compared it to the Celebrate, which was approved by my nutritionist. And the levels are almost exactly the same, if not more. And there are none of the vitamins in here that are less than in the Celebrate. So I was confident in the fact that as long as it is being given to me, which is where their question is, right? Is they don't know if I'm actually receiving any of the benefits of this patch, being the vitamins themselves. Am I absorbing it? I don't know, right? I don't know. There's really no way to tell other than to do a vitamin level test, and I haven't had one done. So, but as far as the ingredients, not ingredients, but the vitamin levels that are part of the supplements in here, they are the same, if not more, not less in any category, okay? So there's vitamin A, C, D, E, K2, B1, B2, B3, B6, B9, B12, biotin, calcium, iron, phosphorus, iodine, magnesium, zinc, selenium, copper, magnesium, chromium, molybdenum. Yep. Potassium and potassium chloride, or no, potassium and then chloride, and then boron. It's PatchMD.com. I am not getting any kickback on this, guys. There's no affiliate program with them. They just have some pretty decent sales for the month of August right now, so I will tell you that. And the way that I do it is, you'll notice that I wrote right arm on this because there are some of my patches that I take during the day, and then there are some of them that I take at night. I think I put them on the wrong arm. I did. I just realized that. I put them on the wrong arm. Or I took off the wrong ones. So I'm gonna have to put them on again, but I'm gonna do that in front of you anyway. So it was supposed to be that way. So there's some that really should be taken during the day because of the type of items they are, and then the rest of them can be taken at night. They say to leave them on for 8 hours. I've heard another lady say 12 hours. I don't really count. So basically I wear them during the day, and then I take them off before bed. I put my night ones on, wear them to bed, and take those off in the morning, which apparently I did not do this morning correctly because they're all messed up. So because I already know I put some patches on this morning and they were not these. So this is what I do. I just put them on wherever you want. I use left and right arm. They do not irritate me at all, and I'm very sensitive to these types of sticky tape things, okay? So these 4 are obviously my nighttime ones, and I have 3 for the daytime. So I have the Multivitamin Plus. I have Menopause Day Relief. Yes, I know. And B12 Energy Plus. Okay, so those are the 3 that I take in the morning. I wrote AM on the top and then my right arm. Then I have at night, I have PM left arm, vitamin D3 and calcium, glucosamine and chondroitin, vitamin C, and biotin. So these are the ones that I put on at night, and these are the ones that I put on during the day. Let's do that since I didn't do a very good job last time. So they're in these little packets that you just flip open. Inside there is a package that's sealed. It says multivitamin plus on it so that you know you get the right package, and then there are the patches. I get multiple packs, so I usually put them all in one thing, but you only get one thing per package, just FYI. Okay, so here are the ones that I have not used. They're kind of just on top of this card, so I just kind of like peel back a little bit until it comes off, and then I slap it on there, and I try to rub it in pretty good so that it sticks nice on the corners. I have noticed that if you roll it as you're taking it off the card and it sticks to itself, you're pretty much screwed. That corner's probably not going to stick on you. So you have to try to be careful. Otherwise you're going to get ones that don't stick well, or you're going to want to take it off like I do and waste a patch, because that's what I do. So here's the B12, same thing. It has a card. This one I'm on my last one. You can tell I got these at different times because otherwise there would be the same amounts on each card, but they can be a little difficult to get up off the cards. And see, like this one I did roll the end, and I'm gonna have to deal with it because I tend to do that a lot actually, and it's because of the way that I try to roll it off the card. If there's a better way and you're using these, let me know. Do not shower with these on, by the way. That's what it says on the package. This one is the last one as well. And I kind of like to do less during the day because if I have a shirt that I can't hide it well, then I'm kind of limited. Or I put it on my tummy. Okay, so those are the 3 that I'm going to take today, and make sure that I have these on for 8 hours. That'll be plenty enough time because I go to bed around 10 or 11 o'clock. So that's that. And then these will go on this arm tonight after I take them off right now. So they don't hurt to take off. They're easy. No sticky residue left over at all. And I really like them. So I'm really, really praying that they are going to be, I'm praying that they're being absorbed because I don't know. And the only way I'm going to be able to tell is if I do some vitamin testing. And I'm going to look online to see if there is any at-home vitamin level testers. I would love that. If not, then I have to wait and have them done at the hospital. So I hope you found this informative. I did want to read the back of this real quick to you guys. Directions: apply patch daily to an area with little or no hair, shoulder, back, or hip. Avoid using any lotion or cream in the same area as it will inhibit the absorption. Patch is not waterproof. Although I will tell you that I have worn them in the shower before by mistake, and they almost stick better, but I don't know if it's changing the absorption of the patch by wetting it. So that's something you'd want to be careful of. All right, guys, I hope you found this informative. Again, it's PatchMD.com. These are my vitamins that I am taking currently. If you use them, let me know. If you go to use them, let me know. I would love to hear some feedback from anybody that has had them and has had vitamin testing done. All right, have an amazing day. Bye.